Hi everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel Fitness Speed Computer Geek. I hope all the viewers are enjoying my book review episodes. So today I come to another episode of book review sections where I will discuss with you a book that nearly changed my life. That this book have really impacted my thought process. So everyone, I must recommend that you must read this book. It's very fascinating book, very interesting way the writer have written, and the book name is Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. So this is very interesting. I'm really saying you, if when you will start this book, where you will lost yourself, you will lost yourself in imagine world, or you will go into the back to the time. This is Sapiens. It is all about Homo sapiens. So before starting this episode, let me give you some brief idea introduction to the author Yuval Noah Harari. He is actually a PhD holder in history in University of Oxford, and currently he is lecturing at Hebrew University of Journalism, specialization in world history. So you can take the idea from the biography of this author that they have vast knowledge of this human history and world history, and he was award-winning author and award-winning lecturer. So in this book he have discussed about a brief history of humankind. Okay, you can read from the title itself that a brief history of humankind. Okay, so I would say it is very interesting. You will your mind process, additional mind process will definitely will change if you read this book. If you once read this book, so he has actually divided this book into 4 different topics. Okay, you can see it here, 4 different topics. Hope it is visible to you all. Okay, so first part he is talk about a cognitive revolution, from where the human actually become a hunter-gatherer from a ape just living beside a tree and eating a banana. Here we will, in this section, you will find some of the very interesting story how Homo sapiens evolved so much so that they have now uprooted vast building and bridges in the rivers. So actually almost 100,000 years ago there are about 6 different human species inhabited the earth. Suppose one Homo erectus, suppose Homo denisovans, Homo neanderthals, and Homo rothlbald and Homo sapiens, and something more also. But today you can see that all our cousins species have extinct. We just survive in this world, and we just ruling, not only surviving this world, we are ruling this world actually. You are top of the food chain, human are top of the food chain. So you must know about your power and how it come, and what are the historical movement that lead us to Homo sapien to be in this position where he actually is. Okay, so in second part he have discussed about the agriculture revolution, how a hunter-gatherer Homo sapien transform into a agricultural peasant. You will find that how he invention of wheel leads to this agriculture revolution. They started domestication of animals and cattle for their own benefits, for dairy farms, for meat, for anything. And also it is a very interesting history. You will find how we build a pyramid and why the agricultural revolution is history's biggest thought. You will find this in this second part of this book. So there is also no justice in history. He has also talked about this in this chapter, in this part. And our third part is the unification of humankind, how the peasant from different part of the of continent able to work able to form thousands of people who can work together. What are the pivotal things that shape their mindset? First of all, he talk about money. Second of all, religion, and third is nation. And these 3 help them to unify the human sapien, so that you will find that no other species or mammals around the world is work as much as we work together. You cannot find a herd of 100,000 wildebeest they working together. They are not unified. Okay, remember that. Although they can be seen in herds, but they are not unified as the Homo sapien are here. Okay, so Homo sapien, especially most specific specialization property of us, the Homo sapien, is the imagination power. Because of imagination power, which actually revolutionized during this unification of humankind, where we able to imagine those things which are beyond the existence. Suppose we imagine out the gods, the existence of gods, that there are gods everywhere, there are some superpower that control us. That's all in our imagination. Is nothing like present in this earth. Okay, all the governs by natural law, but still people believe that most of the Homo sapien today till that believe in the gods. Okay, so these are most you can see that important thing. Also Homo sapien imagine a basic just piece of paper or a piece of metal as a most valuable thing in this earth. Okay, you can imagine that how imagination shaped the Homo sapiens, advanced civilization, so that it is today rule the world. And the fourth and the last one is the scientific revolution or the modern world. So in this part, author discuss about fascinating way, very fascinating way. You will find it very interesting. Saying in my own experience that it is so interesting that sometime I read at up to 100 pages and didn't feel tired. Okay, so now let me just give you some summary of each parts. Okay, then I will and show you those pictures also. So this book is so much illustration pictures here. You will be go deep down into that picture. Picture defined everything in his book. Okay, let me show you that now. Now firstly he have given some timeline. You can see a timeline in history how from this to modern age. Okay, and the future itself. And actually this is all about past of thing. If you want to read something about modern future of Homo sapien, he has also discussed how Homo sapien will become a Homo Deus. Deus means God in the future. Okay, so this book is worth reading. I will be giving you review of this book. Okay, so but I am still reading this book. You can see the paper mark here. Okay, so when I complete this book, I will definitely give you the review. Okay, this is a must book read. After completion of this book, please read this book. Okay, so part 1 is, you can see the diagram here. Part 1 is the cognitive revolution. Here you can see that they hand printed of child, which is supposed to mean that I was there. He was early man kid who want to retain the message that they were alive in this cave. Okay, so cave paintings are very significant things. Okay, so now you can see here there are different species. First one is Homo rudolfensis, which is found in East Africa. Second one, you can see that they are Homo erectus. They are first first of our species who was able to walk in 2 legs. And the third one is Neanderthals, Homo neanderthal. They are found in Neanderthal valleys mostly in Eastern Asia and Europe. So they are named according to that valley. Okay, and you can also noted that none of these species are exist today. Their extent, their culture, their civilization have gone with them, but Homo sapien still rule this world. So when you will start reading this book, you will come to know that how Homo sapien are able to do that. What is the secret behind this? Okay, in this part you will see that how human started to migrate first from Africa, then to East Middle East, then to Europe, then entire Asia, then Australia, then North America. So you can find it there. And today we have nearly 7.5 billion population in this world. So imagine how much Homo sapien evolved till cognitive revolution. So in that period also, in ancient period also have some imaginary power. Okay, so imagination is base of a whole Homo sapien. They believe in sun god or mountain god or river god, something like that. They make non-living thing as spiritual thing. They make them god. So you can see the picture here. They have designed some species, something like creature. We have lion head and man handed and legs. So this type of creature didn't exist in the world, but this exists only in imagination of Homo sapiens. Okay, same as religion and country. Here this picture you can see a skeleton of and one lady with her pet dog. So this picture show that we have so much connection with the man's best friend dog in about 12,000 year old. This picture, imagine the relationship between the species who sub-develop with us and are able to understand it better than any species, any mammals in this world. So here you can see the cave painting. Still scientists are discovering that what does cave painting signifies. Okay, this one and this one. So you can imagine how this book gonna be interesting. So you can see that after when the Homo sapiens started to migrate them in different species, different continent, they started to control the ecosystem very broadly. They play pivotal role in shaping up our ecosystem that is today that is present. At that time, Homo sapien, there were giant species of sloth and something else, giant penguin and giant everything was there. But they, as Homo sapien grow, they become hunter-gatherer and they started to take shelter in different continents. They these animals slowly become extinct. So you cannot deny the involvement of human in shaping up the present ecosystem. Just our species. So imagine the power of Homo sapiens. No other species can do that. Now second part, we have discussed about agriculture revolution. So you can see the diagram here. It's showing one In Egyptian people started plugging the in a field and they started sowing the seeds. So you can see that. So according to author, this is Homo sapiens biggest fraud and nature's biggest fraud. Why? Because because of this human are able to they have to change their habitat which they are hunter gatherer. They are no more have to live lemonic life as they started agriculture so that they can grow the food beside their house and they can rely on them so that they live closely with them. This increase the pandemic or the diseases and many more problems that they have to bend every day, every long day, and to plug the field and sow the seed, which Homo sapiens are not made for that. They are made hunter gatherer, but still they are, because of this they are now more become able species, you can say that. So at that time also some of people started to believing in the gods and some creature, like they have some imagination. They thought that how this process is going, how some they say something like the rock fall from around, they song how it is falling, hunches come in there. Because of that much imagination power they can imagine and creature that doesn't exist. So hence the concept of gods come. How the people believing in this supernatural creature that they governs the rules and they do something from them, but which actually not present anywhere, but because of Homo sapien believing nature and believe that much amount of, still till date people believe it. So imagine how long the imagination reside in our genes. And also because of the animal husbandry, some of the animals they are modified by human or bred by human and they lead pretty well life. Actually you can see the picture here. Okay, a calf about to be slaughtered, just put in a small chamber and he will just live for 7 or 8 days after before being slaughtered. So you can say that pretty well condition of animals are because of agricultural revolution. Earlier just they were hunter gatherer, they just kill to survive, but today and that day because of agricultural revolution human started not only killed animal for fill their stomach but also to make a living out of it. Okay, so you can imagine because of this agricultural revolution that much condition is in this world. So this is our point of view he want to say. So you can also analyze it. And also human, you can say that the wild beast and these species are minimum in as compared to domestic cows, okay, and buffaloes. Why they are being modified so that they can be useful to us, the Homo sapiens. So you can see from this example how much Homo sapiens are controlling this world. So building pyramid at that time, human cannot be live for infinite time. So they want themselves to be remembered for ages. That's why they created those monuments, pyramid of Giza, Aztec pyramids at this time. So they are just, until that human have not changed a bit. So earlier the pyramids were built. Today Eiffel Tower are built, Qutub Minar in built in India, Delhi, Empire State Building, Burj Khalifa. So these are also the same thing. Human want to immortalize themselves. Still human didn't find a formula to become immortal, but they are relies on non-living thing to so find our future generation that we exist there. So these are done by none of the species, you can say none of the mammals or amphibians or reptiles, anyone, just human do that things. Suppose imagine the power of human here. So here you can also see how the change of masculinity take place in 16th century in today's world. In the former picture you can see Louis XIV as bearing a wig and taking a handle and show himself, this show that high masculine power. And today's you can see the picture of Barack Obama, he just wearing a simple coat and sitting in a bench. So that how much people have changed. Okay, so part 3 is unification. Okay, you can see that how religion, money and nation play a vital role in survival and existence of our species. Although these are imaginary things, but these imaginary things have so much power that they are able to unify so much people together so that they could work together. So it cannot be possible by scientific think or any you cannot unify people by saying theory of evolution, but you can unify people by saying sharing the story of any religious god. So they will be more modified in that case as compared to you share something scientifically proving example. Okay, so this is the power of imagination. Although this is imaginary thing and this is scientifically proven thing, but still people believe in imaginary things so strong, all the Homo sapiens that define our society. So you cannot neglect this fact. Although you will argue that these are imaginary things, why I should believe it, but you shouldn't believe it. But this thing are able to hold Homo sapiens for thousands of years, tens of thousands of years. So how money play an important role, he author also discuss in this book. Okay, so how money just so people, but you know, billions of people believe in this piece of paper. That's why it's so much valuable. But actually, if you say that, so if suppose the billions of people don't believe it, this just become a piece of paper. So this is the things that you want to clarify here. Most of the viewers don't know about this. Okay, now our fourth and the last one is, you know, scientific revolution. So you can see the testing of atom bombs here. Through this, you know, lesson, author want to author clarify here that now people discovered the power of discovery of ignorance. They discovered the ignorance they have. Earlier they used to think that they know everything. Everything used to be known is written in the scripture, but today people didn't believe in that thing. Okay, after nearly 1500 people just come to know that they didn't know everything, and they have to work to do research to know everything here. And no research can be done without believing in imaginary thing. Okay, so this give the ethical value to this research. Okay, so you will, if you will understand this, you will read this topic. Okay, it is very interesting. So you must, I recommend you to read, please read this book. Okay, you will not be disappointed by it. Okay, so at the end, at the end, author have discussed about how Homo sapien will end, and which leads to the beginning of this book. Okay, you just write this book, you can read it here. Okay, so that's all followed. Please read this book, it is very interesting. Okay, so thanks for watching, see you soon.